4 home games for the remainder of January. Yeah, you heard that right. They've gotten lucky having 4 home games in the last 11 days, but here in 2024, only a couple of home games to open it up before hitting the road for the next 4 weeks. Sea Lions in their home whites with that gray tread and yellow numbers on the front and back, black and red treads for the Eagles. The tip is up. It goes tip-ins. Scott was able to get it to Turk, who feeds it down low to Munn, and we are underway as the Sea Lions are on the board. How about the season for Munn? Great pickup, a transfer from Academy of the Art. She's third on the team in scoring. She's first on the team in steals. Can also dish it around the hardwood. Perimeter, Tippins picking her up, left wing, now it goes Thurman, down low, circumventing the D as Radovic draws the contact and one. Natasa Radovic out of Montenegro and Ottawa Christian University, a NAIA school, is on the board. She's second on the team in scoring at 9.5 points per game. She actually averages 4 rebounds, which is very impressive for her 5'5" height, getting big with the rest of them down low. 68% free throw shooter, hits, and Biola leads 3-2, a possession in. Little full court pressure action coming here. Coach Nakamura loves to run that fast-paced offense and high-pressure defense. Sea Lions beat it with ease. Here's Ellie Turk on the right wing and a reset to Munn. Redondo Beach, California native, but another 5'5" point guard who plays well above her height. Zone look now for Biola, a 2-1-2 look. Trying to keep that ball on the perimeter to the Sea Lions. Not a prolific three-point shooting team, just 32%. That's fourth in the conference. Scott had it stripped, taken away. Here comes Walker on the move. Into the corner, 4-3. It's short on the Alyssa Kubo attempt. The transfer from Cal Poly Pomona. Tip-ins from Turk. Tip-in shooting an efficient 56% this season, averaging a hair over 7.5 points per game. Sea Lions also playing a zone defense. Biola also not a prolific three-point shooting team at 32%. Though you wouldn't have known that from the previous attempt, and right there, Walker drills one. Aelia Walker has a trio of points. Biola leads by 2. Scott, having beaten the press, decided to take it herself, but throws up an errant layup, and Biola will bring it the other way. Biola has played one more game than the Sea Lions here in conference. They're 4-3. Their losses Fresno Pacific, Hawaii Hilo, and Concordia University Irvine. The Sea Lions have losses to Hawaii Hilo as well, and APU. But that APU loss was a 4-point loss. The Hawaii Hilo loss was only a 3-point loss. So the 2 losses for the Sea Lions in close contention. They force a turnover. Turk right wing. Scott will reset. Back to Turk. The guards for the Sea Lion team, a huge strength. They're not ball stoppers. They know how to space, high IQ. Here's Turk. She had a look, decides to put it to the deck. Scott with a tip pass to Munn straight away, picked up by Walker. 5 seconds for Munn on the shoulder. Back out Scott. She's going to take a step inside. Hoist one up. It's off left. And how about Munn tracking it down, saving it to Hannah Golan into the corner. Turk all alone, unleashing a triple. Can't hit. Munn, though, allowing it to trickle out of play. It should be Sea Lions ball. It is. Last touch by Natasa Radovic. These two teams incredibly talented. And when you look at the losses, outside of the FPU loss for Biola, also close game. 5-point loss to CUI. 7-point loss to Hawaii Hilo. Munn loses it, and the Sea Lions will give it up here to the Eagles. And I think that's the key to the game for both these teams, is maximizing your possessions, forcing turnovers, and creating points off of those turnovers. Sea Lions second in the conference at 15.7 assists per game, so they move the ball really, really well. And Biola, by the way, turns it over 20 times per game. That's the worst in the conference. So Point Loma wants to ease their way to victory. Forcing turnovers, a must. From 8 feet out, a little hopper is in. Sea Lions trail by 4. Rabe is on the board. Golan into the corner to Turk, just missing a three from that spot. No look past the Golan, high off the glass. Elliot Turk with a pair of assists early. Sea Lions trail by 2. And that's the problem with that press, is if you play a fast-paced team and they beat you, you might not have enough bodies back to stop a transition bucket. Good turnover forced by Scott. The Sea Lions will bring it the other way. Already 2 turnovers for the Eagles. Turk left wing, swings it back out to Munn. Again, not a team that's going to barrage you with threes. They only make about 6 per game. That's 8th in the Pac-West Conference. Golan back out to Munn. She'll try a 3 and drill it. Munn has 5, just a 31% three-point shooter. Now she has 10 on the season, and it comes in timely fashion. Sea Lions lead by 1. Ubo to Rabe. She's going to take tip-ins all the way to the block. Stop, turn, shoot, and score for Rabe. She has 4. It's her footwork that makes it so difficult to stop. She's been doing it all 5 years for Biola. Prepped up at Northwest Christian in Spokane, Washington. And a sub is going to come in for the Sea Lions. Shayla O'Neal, the sophomore from Arizona, will give Katie Scott a rest. O'Neal this season has really showed her ability to make the most of her minutes off the bench. 3rd on the team in scoring. She's also shooting the 3 ball at 43%. How about that? 21 for 48. Incredibly efficient. Press back into effect. O'Neal has her first touch. Munn off to try and get this one. They got about 4 seconds, and she crosses the timeline. Picked up by Rabe here on the perimeter. Newton starting to file in. Back from break is the welcome back evening. Women's soccer team will be honored at halftime. More on that in a moment as this ball is thrown away by Hannah Golan. And we have our first media timeout. Under 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Sea Lions trailing the Eagles by 1. Biola 4 for 5 from the field. Point Loma 4 for 7 as we step aside. Couple of subs coming in. Eleni Cabrera for Biola will check in out of the timeout. Kaylin Kamelamela also checking in here for the Eagles. Sea Lions have their starters with the exception of Scott, who stepped out for Shayla O'Neal. Look at that pressure on the perimeter. It's a 1-1-3 zone defense for the Sea Lions. They are just pressuring every corner, and then the middle is squeezed out. Ball swung to the corner. Triple for Cabrera, rims out. She's the redshirt junior from J. Sarah High School out in LA. On the counter, it's Hannah Golan. She's on the board. She has 6, by the way, to lead all scorers. 11-10, Sea Lions up by 1. This is a very fast-paced offense in Point Loma. And what a job that Coach Elliott has done in enacting that culture here for the Sea Lions. Nice fake inside for Radovich, but can't hit. Just looking to push and keep the defense on their toes and out of position. Turk searching for her first points, does have a pair of assists in the corner, steps back into it. O'Neal now a prolific three-point shooter, takes it to the baseline. Skip past the Turk, lost it, gets it back with 6. Decision-making time, O'Neal with 4, hoists up a triple. A little bit errant, ball bouncing around and taken here by Kamehameha. And in the backcourt, Munn was able to get on top of it and draw some contact by Radovic. Kamehameha, a transfer from Bushnell University, formerly Northwest Christian University up in Eugene, Oregon. And Annika Thayer will check in here along with Maddie Mersch for the Sea Lions. Golan and Tippins will take a seat. A deep Sea Lions team, another benefit. Typically you see 7 productive players on a team and then maybe an 8 or 9 person rotation, but this Sea Lion team, every single night you could get somewhere between 8 to 10 contributors, and that is a huge benefit. Munn will look for her second 3. A little too hard, rebound to Rabe. And another turnover in the backcourt. Mersch takes it away. Resets to Turk. Got to look for the Wolf in the backcourt, but a beautiful lefty flip up and in for Turk. She has her first points, in the Sea Lions mounting their largest lead here of 3, 13-10. 2:45 to go in the first. Boy, that's suffocating defense, but Walker beats it. Guns it to the corner. Floater no good from Cabrera. Rebound tracked down by the Sea Lions and Munn. Gunned up to Turk on the right wing. Down low to Thayer, taken away from behind by Radovic, but couldn't maintain possession. Sea Lions will get it. A pair of Eagles come in. J.C. Goldsmith will check in along with Jessa Thurman, who played a couple of moments in the starting lineup. Radovic and Rabe will take a seat. Viola shooting 4 for 8. Point Loma at 6 for 11. No free throws. Rather, there was the and one for Viola to open up the game, but not a ton of fouling here in the first quarter. O'Neal thought about it. Steps inside, swings to Turk with 9. Thayer from 10 feet out, leaves it short. Rebound taken here by Viola and Kamehameha, her second rebound. Munn quickly retreating to defender. Suffocating defense by the 4th leading stealer in the conference, Alyssa Munn. Oh, may have been a travel right there by Thurman. No call, but Munn steals it anyways. Her second steal. 4 different Sea Lions have a steal here in the first quarter. A great stat if you're a coach. O'Neal looking for a triple. Why not? Can't get it, though. Off the back iron, it's tipped. Munn tracks it down. Her second offensive rebound and the second chance points, but an offensive foul is called to negate it. Got to respect the hustle. Kamehameha steps in and takes the charge. So 13-10 remains the score. Katie Scott will check back in for the Sea Lions. Annika Thayer, who had a couple of minutes back to the bench. 90 seconds to go here in the first. Kamehameha out of Wahiawa, Hawaii. Gives it up to Tresara Alexander, who's a Corona Del Mar native up in Orange County. Goldsmith on the post, gives it up. Thurman turns the corner, 15-foot turnaround air balls. Turk saves it because she didn't want it to fall into the hands of Alexander. Quite wise of Ellie Turk. Here she is now with 60 to go in the quarter. Munn has 3 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. How about an efficient first quarter for her? O'Neal in the corner gets squeezed out. 12 on the clock for Munn. Left corner, triple for Turk. Rebound falls to Sydney Moran, the redshirt sophomore from Linfield Christian High School. And on the counter, Alexander's able to score. 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock here for the Sea Lions, leading by 1. Munn calling the shots. Give and go around the perimeter. Turk now with her back to the basket. Swings to O'Neal, extra pass Munn. Turk uncontested down low, gets it and 1. Great recognition from Turk to recognize the space on the block. A perfect pass from Munn, and Turk able to get it up prior to the contact, draw the contact, get the ball to fall, and she'll head to the free throw line for an and 1 opportunity. Grace Moad will check in for the Sea Lions. Jordan Rabe back in for the Eagles. Turk looking to give the Sea Lions a 4-point lead. Can't hit it. Rebound falls to Goldsmith. Biola can hold for the final shot. Kamehameha crossing the timeline with 5. Kamehameha with 3, all the way to the cup. It's contested. Gorgeous layup from Kalen Kamehameha to close out the first quarter and keep the deficit to 1. The Sea Lions shoot 46%. The Eagles shoot 50%, and we will step aside as we head to the second quarter. Sea Lions lead Biola 15-14 inside Golden Gymnasium on a Wednesday evening. Ten minutes in the books. Sea Lions lead by 1. Biola will be in possession of the basketball here to open up the second quarter. Both teams with some heavy offense. Point Loma able to force 5 turnovers in that first half or first quarter, make it 6 here. Getting their first here on the first possession for Biola of the second quarter. Munn had a great first quarter, 3 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. Turk, her pass intercepted by Kamehameha. She made huge contributions off the bench. She has 4. And gives Biola their first lead since the midway stage of the first quarter, 4:22 mark. Elle Hansen is in. Here's Turk looking for her first 3. Can't get it. Now 0 for 4 from 3. Rebound taken by Maddie Murch. Up, under, and in for the Alameda, California native. Murch off the bench this season. Only 12 minutes per game, 3 points and 3 rebounds. And the answer no good by Sydney Moran in the corner. Sea Lions looking to push. Munn has had her fingerprints all over the rubber so far in this game. Scott, touch pass. All now ping-ponging around the perimeter. Munn thought there was contact, but instead it's knocked away and the Sea Lions retain possession. Rolling back into the game for Point Loma. Ellie Turk will take her first rest. 4 points for Turk. Does have a quadrant of assists, though. How about 6 assists for Point Loma on 8 made field goals? That is the Charity Elliott way. Why they lead the conference in assists per game. Everybody gets a touch before that ball goes up. Scott at the free throw line, no look pass to Munn. 10 seconds for Munn. Scott in the middle, swinging it back out. How about a 3 for Maddie Murch? Or rather, that was Elle Hansen, no good. Rebound to Golan, she'll try again. And hit. Elle Hansen, the freshman from San Jose, draining a triple. Sea Lions back up by 4. This game is big for Point Loma, by the way. It would push them to 5-2. We'll check out that FPU result. Sea Lions half a game behind FPU for that second spot. APU is 6-0 in the conference. And possession will stay here with Biola after a collision and a foul on Maddie Murch. But you have to feel good if you're Point Loma with those 2 losses, right? When you look at even the Simon Fraser loss in the pre-conference, you lose to Simon Fraser by 2. That's a very good basketball team. Then in conference, you lose to APU by 4 and to Hawaii Hilo by 3. 2 games that you were in the entirety of the action. Showing that this team could really roll the best of them here in the conference. Up, under, and in for Natasa Radovic. She has 4. And from top to bottom, I will say that the Pac-West is significantly improved year by year, and this year a very strong year. I mean, look at Dominican, Biola, Concordia at 4-3 is sitting in the 6th spot right now. Scott down low. Merce draws contact. She'll head to the line for a pair. Boy, Katie Scott with some really good ball movement. They really flow the offense through her on that shoulder. She gets the defense to converge, typically opens up a lane off the ball, and she'll find that open player. Addie Murphy, 62% free throw shooter, though you wouldn't know it from that first make. Puts the Sea Lions up by 4, and she'll check out here for Shayla O'Neal. So now the Sea Lions with a bit of pressure, they want to force the issue. 6 turnovers so far for Biola. Point Loma does have 5, but points off the turnovers significantly favoring the Sea Lions at 7-2. Walker gives it up. Kubo with Scott in her phase, can't hit, but Katie Scott will pick up the foul and send Kubo to the line. Alyssa Kubo at 5'7", played her freshman season at Cal Poly Pomona. Granted the transfer waiver to play immediately for Biola at Hacienda Heights. On the season, this is her 7th start. In her 16th appearance, can't hit the front end of the free throw trip. Just her 5th and 6th free throws of the season. She was 3 for 4 prior to the miss, and now 3 for 5, averaging a hair over 4 points per game. 0 for 2. Empty trip for the Eagles from the charity stripe. Scott with the board, Sea Lions on the move. Munn with some really tough pressure from Kubo. And a foul was called as Walker came in and made some contact. First foul on Walker. That has been probably the biggest standout stat here on both sides of the limited amount of fouls we've seen. Sea Lions 2 for 3 from the line, only 4 fouls for them. Biola 1 for 3 from the line, only 3 fouls from them. That's in the first, and now 3 minutes and 5 seconds into the second quarter. Scott with a no-look pass that goes through Golan's hands. How about the feed? The no-looker from her back to the court from Radovic. Finding Walker, who hits the layup. That was gorgeous. Sea Lions lead by 2. O'Neal on the counter. Floater too hard. Rebound falls to Thurman. Boy, that was a gorgeous play from Radovic. Falling into the scorer's table, going no-look to Walker. And finally, Biola can slow the pace down and get into their half-court offense. This is typically where they thrive. As Walker takes it all the way to the corner. Rabe puts it to the deck and swings. Now Kubo for 3. A big shot from the sophomore, and Biola leads by 1 once again. Scott on the block to O'Neal, extra pass into the corner. A 3 is up and good for Elle Hansen, her 2nd. And a good answer. That's how you beat the press. Play through the middle, get the defense to converge, and more often than not, you'll find that open shooter around the perimeter. And Hansen now 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. Radovic trying to shake O'Neal but can't. Up to Walker, who takes Munn to the cup. Rabe in the corner, putting the moves on and gives it up. How about the defense on Rabe? She's their leading scorer, and she's been held wildly in check here through the first quarter and a half. The block by O'Neal down low. It stays with the Eagles. Only 4 seconds on the shot clock, though, so Coach Nakamura's squad is going to have to draw something up. We're going to see a pair of subs coming in, 1 for each team. Tippins hustling in, along with Alani Cabrera. Scott and Kubo both will take a seat for their respective teams. Walker, the gunner, with 4 on the shot clock. Looking, trying to tie this thing up. A block by Tippins, another block by Tippins, and 1 second on the shot clock after Tippins was in the grill of Radovic both times. Tippins second in the conference in blocks per game. Already with 3 here, and then uncontested Rabe, who quickly on the recovery was rejected by Hansen, but the shot clock had expired prior regardless. But some frivolous defense by the Sea Lions. As we hit the under 5-minute mark here in the first half. Hansen, or Munn rather, with only 3 points, but again, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. O'Neal launches a triple and splashes it through. 0 for 3 prior to that, made 3 for O'Neal. She's on the board, and the Sea Lions lead by 5. Point Loma 3 for 10 from beyond the arc. Walker going right at Munn. Great defense by Alyssa Munn, though, to force the give up. Now Cabrera inside, off balance floater, no good. Ball ping-ponged around. Rabe gives it up, and a reset to Radovic on the wing. Radovic with 7, beats everybody to the cup. Inspired basketball from the Montenegro native. She has 7, that leads Biola. Tippins on the post. Into the corner. Gets it back from Hansen, loses the handle, and Thurman takes it away. Sea Lions with 7 turnovers. That matches the Eagles' total. Rabe picked up by Hansen, turning the corner, and that footwork turns into a travel. Stamping her passport inside the paint. And we have immediate timeout. 3:43 to go here in the first half. Sea Lions lead the Eagles by 3. .43 to go here in the first half. Point Loma leads Biola 28-25. Sea Lions have 6 from Anna Golan and Elle Hansen to lead the scoring, but again, 4 different Sea Lions with at least 1 assist. 4 different Sea Lions with at least 1 steal, 2 for Scott, 2 for Munn. On the other side, Biola has 8 turnovers, 6 different Eagles with at least 1 turnover. So Point Loma doing what they do best, which is forcing turnovers. They've scored 8 times off of those turnovers. Turk back into the game, skip past Munn, high post now to Mersch, but the ball was kicked by Walker. Biola's done a very good job, though, sticking with the pace. It's clear that they want to play that half-court style of offense in this game. That may not necessarily be the style that they run consistently, but against Point Loma, that's the best way to control it. Mersch takes the feed up and gets it to fall. The long way to the bottom of the net. She has 6, the 3rd Sea Lion with 6 points. Good distribution. Point Loma has 9 assists on 12 points. On 12 field goals, I should say. 52%. Biola shooting 50%. Really good offense here in this one. That ball taken away by Turk on the mishandle, and Radovic with a frustration foul. Just handing it to Ellie Turk. Her 2nd foul. Biola's 3rd, so still a couple more to give here in the final 2:52 of the half. And Radovic is going to take a seat. Mela back into the action, along with J.C. Goldsmith, the freshman from Valley Ford, Washington. And O'Neal gets tripped up by Mela. Quickly, those fouls to give dwindling here for the Eagles. First foul on Mela. Only 6 combined free throws in this game, 3 for each side. Tippins to Turk. Skip pass O'Neal. And Munn resets with 15 on the clock. Eight seconds, skip pass intercepted by Mela. Eagles on the move. Her third steal here off the bench. No looker to Cabrera. Good close up by Turk. On the switch, Walker. Back out Cabrera. Swing pass Rabe. Picked up by Mersch. 15 on the clock for Rabe. Team's leading scorer sitting with only 2 so far. Make it 4. Does lead the team with 3 rebounds. Does have a pair of turnovers as well. Under 2 minutes to go. See, the Sea Lions are trying to get Tippins on the switch. Instead, it's O'Neal, wide open corner, triple air balls. I think Mersch may have, no, it's off of Rabe. Stays with the Sea Lions. Radovic is going to check back in with Tracera Alexander. Katie Scott checks in for Tippins. Sea Lions 4 for 11 from 3. Biola's done a pretty good job of limiting their own three-pointers. Just 1 in each quarter, 2 for 5. O'Neal to Scott on the post. And leaves the turnaround floater short. Alexander from Corona Del Mar and Irvine Valley High School, rather. Walker turns it over 8 times now for Biola here in this half. Scott from 10 can hit, tracks it down through everybody's legs. Maddie Mersch secure, 60 seconds to go here in the half. Munn to O'Neal, 8-footer no good. Scott the rebound, Scott the putback no. Third time's the charm for Katie Scott. 13-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock for the Eagles. They trail by 5. That matches the Sea Lions' largest lead. Walker, who's had a tough go at it. Just 1 field goal attempt, she made it though. That was to open up the game. Mela into the corner. Rabe uncontested, can't hit the triple. Rebound seated here to Maddie Mersch. 15 seconds on the game clock. Sea Lions will look to hold for the final shot, try to extend this lead. Munn with 7, begins her move with 6. Scott with 4. Back to Munn with 2. O'Neal launches and misses all of it. But the Sea Lions lead 32-27. They shoot 44% in the first half. They take 5 more field goals than Biola, who shoots 50%, but turns it over 10 times. You see the stats right there. Point Loma also with good rebounding totals. 18 rebounds to just 12 for the Eagles. Leading scorers, 6 points for Golan, Mersch, and Hansen to lead the Sea Lions. 5 rebounds for Mersch, also leads Point Loma. 4 assists for Turk, 3 steals for her as well. Munn has 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. For Biola, they're led by Radovic with 7. 2 assists, 2 steals for her. And Rabe has 6 points and 3 rebounds. We'll step aside for our halftime break. Back for the second half in about 14 minutes. You're watching Sea Lions women's basketball from Golden Gymnasium.
Playing it safe has always been part of the game, and at Sport Clips Haircuts, we've upped ours. We're safer with clean certified Guy Smart stylists, and always ready with an MVP experience that is so much more than a haircut. Sport Clips, it's good to be a guy.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us
and for college sports.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, We see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
All right, counting down the moments until half number 2 tips off here. between Point Loma and Biola. Welcome back inside Golden Gymnasium. Jonathan Rifkin, a pleasure to be with you. Special thanks to our entire crew on hand here at Point Loma Nazarene University. Biola has shot 50%. And if that was the only stat I told you, you'd probably think, okay, they're probably winning this game, if not maybe tied. No, Point Loma's taken 6 more shots. They've made 1 more field goal. They've made 2 more threes, and they have forced 10 turnovers in that first half. By the way, Biola turns it over 20 times per game. That is the worst in the Pac West and amongst the worst in the nation here in Division II. So Point Loma is forcing Biola to continue that trend here this evening, halfway to their total, halfway through this game. But Point Loma's been efficient passing the ball. 10 assists on 13 made field goals. Biola only has 5 assists on 12 made field goals. So Coach Elliott's squad continuing to share the rock, get everybody touches and search for the best possible opportunity. Back into the action we go. Golan, Turk, Munn, Scott, Tippins, the 5 on the court for the Sea Lions. Walker, Radovich, Kubo, Rabe, the 5 on the court. And Thurman, the 5 on the court for Biola. I knew I only counted 4. Ball out of bounds, and Biola will get it back. Sea Lions with their 9th turnover of this evening. A team that turns it over 17 times per game. That's 6th in the Pac West. So right in the middle of the pack. Rabe held to just 6 points in that first half. And down low, Munn and Radovich are fighting for space. Walker into the corner. Rabe puts it to the deck with 10. Going right at Tippins, a little ball fake, a scoop, and a score. Gorgeous move by Jordan Rabe. Team high 8 points now. Getting the scoring started here in the second half for team trails by 3. Scott going to go all the way to the cup. And another errant flip, searching for contact, no call, but stays with the Sea Lions. 19 seconds on the shot clock. Both teams with 18 points in the paint, but Point Loma 12 points off of turnovers and those threes that have been the difference. Here's Munn. High off glass, no good, but a whistle's blown, and Radovich will pick up another foul. She's now in a bit of foul trouble with 3 here on the game. Coach Nakamura not yet looking to his bench. He'll probably keep her out there, knowing how valuable both her offense and her perimeter defense are, as Munnell heads to the line. 3 points in the first quarter, didn't score in the second quarter, but again, continuing to stuff the stat sheet in other ways. 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. In a night where Point Loma's without their leading scorer. Tavia Roel is 6, so she's not playing in this game, of course, leading the team at 12 points per game, 5 rebounds. Can also get you about a steal per game, so all of that not in the game for the Sea Lions this evening, but they have found a way to compensate quite nicely. Zone defense back into effect. How about Tippins on the perimeter, forcing Radovich to swing it down low. Scott with some stifling defense on Thurman. Sea Lions on the counter. Turk all the way to the cup, too hard. Tippins tips it back. Munn corrals it. Scott at the free throw line will put it up to Tippins, looking for space. Turk in the corner. A 3 is up. It's in. Ellie Turk with the triple. Sea Lions with the largest lead of the evening. It's 8. And Turk has 7. She was 0 for 3 from beyond the arc before that make. And the response is in for Alyssa Kubo. Both teams playing zone. A different style of zone, but if you play through the middle, typically that corner will be open, as Scott with a bit of an out-of-control move and a tough collision right there. Thurman draws the charge. Second foul for Katie Scott. That's a big turnover for Biola, trying to inch their way back into this game. Point Loma 1 for their last 5 from the field, by the way. Radovich trying to shake Golan. Feeds it into the corner. I actually don't think that was too Rabe. But ends up matriculating to her. Ball into the middle, taken by Golan. Sea Lions on the move, 2-on-1 break. Golan gets blocked at the rim. Rabe with her first of the evening. Tippins was in stride with Golan, and Golan chose to take it herself. Rabe going right at Tippins now on the post. This is where she does her damage, shaking Tippins and laying it in with ease. Wow, what footwork from Jordan Rabe down low. She has 10, including 4 here in the second half. And Biola, who was just trailing by 8, is now down by 3. A quick spurt by the Eagles as Scott's going to take it inside, feed it to Tippins. She's blocked from behind by Thurman. Whistles ensue, and a jump ball gives it to Biola. Kamehameha's going to check in here with Sydney Moran for Biola. Kubo and Radovic going to take a seat. Sea Lions sticking with their starters. 6:48 to go, third quarter. 5-0 run over 69 seconds for Biola. They've also hit 3 of their last 4 from the field. Mela played a very good first half off the bench. 4 points, 2 steals, 2 rebounds, and really good hustle statistics that aren't going to show up on the stat sheet as Scott gets tied up with Thurman. That's her third foul. Students continuing to trickle in here. Remember the men's game, around 7:30. That'll be a fight for the sole possession of first place in the Pac-West Conference. Biola and Point Loma both at 6-1 on the men's side. This game has implications as we hit the middle part of conference play. Both teams trying to stay in the top echelon of the table, if you will. Mela up top. Thurman with 2 on the clock, back out. Hoisting up a 3 was Moran, can't hit. Scott with the board. Sea Lions on the counter. Golan on the wing, skip past Turk, wide open, a triple. That was a little wry off the fingertips, you could tell based on the spin, and it was short nonetheless. Sea Lions now 5 for 15 from 3. And Walker all the way to the cup, shaking Munn and scooping it in. She has 5, her first point since the opening points of the ball game for the Eagles. We're trying to keep that ball on the perimeter. Point Loma 5 for 15 from 3. They've done most of their damage in the paint. Turk searching for that space, flipping it down low. Ball is batted away and taken. First touch by Thurman. Possession by Moran. Walker inside. Wanted the call. It wasn't blown, and the Sea Lions with a 1-point lead are on the move. Golan from the 10-foot mark can't hit. Tracks on her own rebound, though. Sea Lions with 13 offensive rebounds. And Scott is down and holding her ankle as we have a media timeout. We'll step aside. 37-36, Point Loma in possession when we return. total rebounds in this game, 13 of them from the offensive side. Yeah, you heard that right. They have 13 offensive rebounds and 11 defensive rebounds. I don't know if I've ever seen a collegiate basketball game before where a team who is out-rebounding their opponents has more offensive rebounds than defensive rebounds. Annika Thayer and Shayla O'Neal check in for the Sea Lions. Katie Scott got helped back to the bench. Hopefully she's okay, tendering that right ankle. And there was some contact down low. Annika Thayer will be called with her first foul. Third on the Sea Lions here in the quarter, 4.5 to play in the third. Boy, 13 offensive rebounds. And apparently it was in motion for Jessa Thurman, who's at the free throw line. Ties it up, and an opportunity to give Biola a lead here. First lead of the second half. Point Loma has 12 second chance points, by the way. And we remain tied. Point Loma hasn't scored in the better part of 3 minutes and 50 seconds. They're on the wrong end of an 8-0 run in that time span. Here's Ellie Turk. The Lions beat the press. Turk resets. Goal in right wing. And Turk will maintain it here towards midcourt. 10 seconds for Golan. Turk on the left wing with 8. It's been the Turk and Golan show here on this possession. Thayer on the block, swings it back out. Turk, touch pass. O'Neal got that one blocked, I believe, by Camilla Mela as the shot clock expired. Here she is now in the corner. Quick closeout by Turk to reset things. Jessa Thurman. Kaylin Kamehameha. Little stop-start move here, but a give up. Thurman swing pass left wing. Moran with 8. A step inside the arc, too hard. Ball batted around, and an offensive rebound to Alexander, who blew the layup. Rabe there, though, to clean things up. 6 offensive rebounds for Biola, just 4 second chance points. Rabe has 12, including 6 here in the quarter. 10-0 Biola run. They were down by 8 not too long ago. Point Loma now trails by 2. The air was wide open for a while. They hit her maybe a tad late. Can't hit the first, can't hit the second. Rebound to Kamehameha and the Eagles, who will slow it down. Alexander back up top. Kamehameha with 19 on the clock. Boy, Munn will not give her an inch. Alexander, tough contested layup, can't hit. Turk with the board. Sea Lions haven't scored in over 5.5 minutes. O'Neal looking to change that. And a really good box out by Alexander, keeping Thayer away from the rebound. Al Hansen will check back in. She had 6 points off the bench in the first half. Joining her, Maddie Mersch. Mersch also had 6 points and 5 rebounds in 10 minutes back in the first half. Biola looking to extend this 10-0 run. Point Loma is 1 for their last 13 from the field, by the way. Biola is only 1 for their last 5, but because Point Loma hasn't scored, it hasn't mattered. Rabe trying to force her way against Turk. And again, that ball fake on the footwork. Just beautiful down low. She has 14. And a timeout by Coach Charity Elliott. Point Loma hasn't scored in 6 minutes and 4 seconds. It's a 12-0 Biola run, and they lead by 4. We'll step aside. Sea Lions are 1 for 12 here in the third quarter from the field. They haven't scored for 6 minutes and 14 seconds. They're 1 for their last 13, and they're going to do everything they can to try and break the dry spell as they continue to move the ball. Bit of a bigger lineup now in. Here's a three from Hansen. She can't hit. Tippins tracks it down. Sea Lions with 15 offensive rebounds now. Ellie Turk and Alyssa Munn, the only two guards out there for Point Loma, but everybody can play from the perimeter. Hansen with 5, hands it off, turning the corner is Moad, can't hit. Rebound Tippins. And she gets tied up. Jump ball will keep it with Point Loma. Boy, this is been quite a fight down low. 16 offensive rebounds for the Sea Lions. A great stat, but 1 for 15 here in the second half. That's 1 for 14, rather, 7%. Tippins hands it off. And finally, the dry spell is broken. Maddie Mersch hits the layup and gets fouled. Trying to inject some life into her team here. An opportunity to cut the deficit to 1. JC Goldsmith is going to check in with Natasha Radovic for Biola. Mersch with a prime opportunity here. Their team down by 2 to cut the deficit to 1. 8 points for Mersch, 3 for 4 from the field off the bench. And 2 for 2 from the line. Make it 3 for 3. 41-40 Eagles lead. Sea Lions with some light pressure in the full court. Mele able to cross the timeline. Picked up by Munn on the wing. Double comes Walker. This is Goldsmith now, who hands it off to Radovic. Walker is going to try it down low. Ball tipped up by Turk and taken by Ellie Turk, her 4th steal of the ball game. Sea Lions looking to take control of the lead. Viola is 6 for 12 from the field in this quarter. Point Loma 2 for 15. Make it 2 for 16 after the 3 was long. Ball trickled away. Tippins is on top of it. Stripped by Walker. Back to Tippins. Jump ball will give it to Biola, but at least stifles play for a moment so everybody can reset. Boy, the pace of this play. Point Loma outscored Biola 15-14 in the first quarter, 17-13 in the second quarter. They're on the wrong side of the 14-8 total here in the third quarter. There's really no difference between the shot clock and the game clock. The shot clock is actually behind the game clock. So Biola, for all intents and purposes, can hold for the final shot. Mela, she has 4 points and 3 rebounds, a couple of steals. Back out, Radovic's 3 is too hard. Tippins with the rebound. Munn with 2. Half-court heave as the buzzer sounds is just off right. But we got a ball game. Biola goes scoreless for the final 2 minutes of the third quarter. Point Loma goes 2 for 16 from the field in that third quarter. But they do have 16 offensive rebounds. What a total. Biola leads 41-40. Back for the fourth quarter in a moment. Boy, if you're looking for a word to describe this basketball game, I think bizarre is probably the right word to use. Point Loma trails by 1 here in the fourth and potential final quarter, but they have 16 offensive rebounds, 14 defensive rebounds, but Biola has found a way to remain persistent, outscoring the Sea Lions 14-8 in that third quarter. Biola hasn't scored for over 2 minutes, though, going back to the last quarter. The Sea Lions in a prime opportunity to try and take the lead, but Mersch can't hit. Tippins with the board. How is there no foul called? There was a lot of contact down low, and that will be a travel after Golden lost the handle. 12 turnovers on both sides. There was a lot of contact on that Tippins putback. I guess there's a case to be made that it was equal contact on both sides. Kamehameha, skip past corner, Walker to the deck. Walker floater up and in. 43-40, Biola leads. That stops a drought of over 2 minutes and 45 seconds for the Eagles. Walker has 7. Straightaway 3. Hansen can hit. Walker is squeezed in the corner, and Tippins lets her maintain possession. Here's Radovic now. All 7 of her points in that first half. A smaller lineup out there for Biola. Radovic, Walker, and Kamehameha, and one got her hand caught in the cookie jar. Her second foul. Rabe had 8 of her 14 in that third quarter. 7 for 9 from the field, 5 rebounds. The Sea Lions have not had much of a defensive answer for her in this half. Ball into the middle. Kamehameha on the post, swing past Rabe. Ooh, may have gotten away with a pair of travels. Turns and can't score from the shoulder. Rebound taken by Maddie Mersch. She has 6. That ties Tippins for team high. Ball into the middle, all alone, Maddie Mersch. It's been the Maddie Mersch show, 11 points into double digits for her. Sea Lions trail by 1. Iowa slowing this pace down. They also did a pretty good job in that third quarter of limiting turnovers, only 2. Both teams with 12. Radovic down low, trying to shake Golan, and then another frustration foul from her. That's her 4th. Elliot Turk comes in for Golan. JC Goldsmith checks in for Radovic. First half was full of offense. The second half, a dearth of offense. The Lions 1 for their last 6 from the field. Eagles 1 for their last 4 from the field. Here's Ellie Turk. Tippins in the middle. Scott has not re-entered this game after she hurt her ankle about 4 minutes to go in that third quarter. Turk to the cup. High floater is short, gets the rebound and blocked. Goldsmith with the block and the takeaway. Walker on the move. Mersch able to squeeze her back out. Ball reset up top. Rabe on the wing. Walker with 10. Good switch by Tippins to try and force her into that corner. Step back jumper is short. Ellie Turk with the rebound. Turk has 7 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals. Doing a little bit of everything here tonight, trying to get her team back into the lead. On a 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals. Here's a 3 from Elle Hansen. She can't hit. Rabe to Walker. Walker along the baseline, up, under, and in. Gorgeous reverse for Walker. Extending the Biola lead by 3. Walker has 9, by the way. 6 of those here in the second half. Ace is really being controlled by Biola right now. Sea Lions love to run, love to press, keep that pace quick and their opponents on their toes, but Biola has found a way to slow things down. That half-court offense has really made things difficult for the Sea Lions. 3 seconds for Munch. He's going to have to hoist this one up. And Tippins was there. She got pushed from behind, and finally a whistle's blown. 20 offensive rebounds for Point Loma. I'm not sure how deep SID Tim is going to have to go in the record books, but that's got to be close to a program record. 20 offensive rebounds. My goodness. Great job by Mersch to keep that ball in play off the inbounds. Into the middle, Mersch got blocked by Goldsmith, taken away by Rabe. Walker on the move. Going right at Hansen, swing pass to Rabe up top. Rabe has the mismatch. I'm surprised she's not going to the post. And she actually got a switch to a taller Mersch instead of Munn. Interesting. 10 seconds for Walker, penetrating the paint, floating it up. Can't get the roll, rebound to the Sea Lions. The freshman from San Jose, Al Hansen, has done a very good job down low here tonight. Sea Lions trying to cut into this deficit. Turk to tie. And another rebound, the 21st offensive rebound. Eiley Tippins with her 8th, I should say. Munn turning the corner. Into traffic. A collision turns into an offensive foul. Just the second foul for the Sea Lions in this quarter, and we have a media timeout. 4:23 to go in the ball game. Sea Lions trail by 3. Biola in possession on the other side. .45-42 out of the timeout. Biola hasn't scored for a minute 42. Sea Lions haven't scored for 3 minutes and 40 seconds. It's been a tale of 2 completely different halves. It was all offense in the first half. In the second half, it's been defense and then some. Walker circumventing through the defense, swinging to Rabe. Back into the corner, Walker with 12. Penetrating with 10. Flipping down low, Tippins with a huge block with 7. Gorgeous block by Tippins. 3 blocks, 8 rebounds for Eiley Tippins. Walker floats it into Thurman with 5. Back inside to Goldsmith. Tippins in contention, and a whistle's blown. JC Goldsmith drawing the foul. She'll head to the line for a pair. Goldsmith at the line, hits the first. She's on the board, the freshman from Valley Ford, Washington. On the season, a 54% free throw shooter, goes 1 for 2 on that trip. Rebound, though, tracked down by Camilla Mella. Just the 7th offensive rebound for Biola. I say just the 7th because Point Loma has 21. Walker on the block, skip past Camilla Mella. She'll try a high arcing 3 and drain it. Just a 35% three-point shooter. And a substitution timeout as Biola's 7-point lead, the largest of the ball game. Point Loma has a combined 10 points here in the second half. They have only made 3 field goals since halftime. Now, interestingly enough, Biola's only made 9 field goals. O'Neal for 3, it's short. And another rebound for Tippett. She has 9 total. Point Loma did have 26 offensive rebounds back in the game in 2020. 4 away from tying that mark. Munn to Turk with 5s. Sliding into a 3. Ball patted around. O'Neal's on top of it, but that will be a shot clock violation, I believe. Sea Lions committing turnover number 14. 7 of the 9 offensive rebounds for Tippins on the offensive end, by the way. El Hansen is going to check in for Maddie Mersch. Mela. Rabe now. Little hot potato between the two. Herman has 12 to make a move here, trying to split the team. Double team she does. Step back from 12 is short. Rebound number 7 for Munn. Gunned up to O'Neal. Collision with Walker. Offensive foul is called again. Fifth offensive foul on the Sea Lions. 4 team fouls, 14 turnovers. Iola doing everything fundamentally to remain up top. Point Loma hasn't scored for almost 6 minutes again. That's the second time in this half. They've gone scoreless for over 6 minutes. Camila Miller gets thrown down by Turk. She'll head to the line for 2. Anna Golan's going to check in here for Shayla O'Neal. Mela 7 points off the bench, 4 rebounds, couple of steals, also has a block. She's done a bit of everything here tonight. Her first free throws, and first one rims out. On the season, now 12 for 14. That was just her second miss in limited opportunity. Averages 6 points per game. A couple of points above her average, and a 30-second timeout is taken. We'll take one as well. Sea Lions trail by 8. Back in a moment from Golden Gymnasium. That'll bring it up out of the timeout. Point Loma hasn't scored in 6 minutes. And that remains the case, at least for the moment, after Al Hansen can't hit the 3. Point Loma is now 5 for 27 from beyond the arc. And they're going to quickly bring in Kate Bobadilla, her first opportunity here tonight, the sophomore from 29 Palms. Playing some pivotal moments here, some fresh legs off the bench. Bobadilla, just her 10th appearance of the season, averaging 6 minutes per game, and the ball goes out of play. Munn trying to make an appeal, but it stays with the Eagles. Norman and Tippins doing battle. Munn able to get in there, but the ball trickled away to Radovich. Viola has to get it across the court, and that's a 10-second violation. Boy, suffocating defense in the full court for the Sea Lions. They're able to get the job done with under 2 minutes to go. That's why they brought in Bobadilla, and she made an impact. Immediately checking out here for Ella Hansen. So Turk, Hansen, Golan, Munn. And Tippins in for the Sea Lions. Tippins rebound away from 10. Golan on the inbounds. Turk back to her. Munn from 30. No good. And Rabe secures it. And Viola will try to bring it the other way. 7 rebounds, 14 points for Rabe. Turk with the foul in the backcourt. And now it's a game of make 'em earn it for the Sea Lions. Viola could go up by 10 here. Point Loma hasn't scored in over 6 minutes and 20 seconds. Kamela Mela has really earned her minutes here tonight. Huge impact off the bench, including those little things that don't show up on a stat sheet. 2 for 2 from the line, first double-digit lead on either side. Munn again hoisting up a triple. This one drains. With 90 seconds to go, a glimmer of hope now for the Sea Lions. Munn is 8. Radovich to Walker at midcourt. That trap comes. Radovich able to secure it. 15 on the clock. Boy, Point Loma at midcourt. Connects with some contact and a whistle's blown. Halen Kamela back at the line for a pair. Sea Lions shooting 27% from the field. Viola 46%. The Eagles have only taken 9 field goals here in the fourth quarter. But they're now 6 for 8 from the charity stripe. 65 seconds to go. Ellie Turk all the way to the cup. Can't hit the layup. Thurman bats the ball down. Tippins is on top of it. She gets tied up with Walker. Possession arrow goes to the Eagles. And Bobadilla is going to check back in for some more full court defense. Point Loma has more offensive rebounds than field goals made in this game. There's a stat for you. Foul prior to the inbounds. The Sea Lions will get it back after Walker picks up her third. Munn to Turk. Tippins back to Munn. She'll try to step into that three. Instead, she turns the corner, feeds it. Goal and triple, you bet. Great play by the Sea Lions to free up Golan for a wide open three. And trailing by 6, I think a timeout was called. And they're going to add a couple of seconds left, a couple of seconds up on the game clock. From 46.6 to 48.2, I'll let you do the math. Even something that minuscule as A little too much for my tiny brain to handle. A turnover here would mean a ton, but Rabe able to take it off the inbound and gets fouled immediately by Golan. She'll head to the line for a pair. Abby has done a great job here in the second half. She only had 6 points at halftime. 15 and 7 now, 7 rebounds here. Does have a block as well. Efficient 7 for 10 shooting. And Coach Elliott wants to chat. We'll step aside for probably our final time in this game. 44 seconds to go. Sea Lions trail by 8. Fours on the board. 44.4 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Sea Lions trail by 8. Golan is the gunner out of the timeout. Here's Munn. 8 points for Munn, 2 for 6 from 3. She hit one from 28 the last time. This time it is Hansen who misses it all. Rebound to Kamehameha. She'll draw some contact and head back to the line. Point Loma has as many offensive rebounds as Biola has defensive rebounds. 23 is the total. And Kaylin Kamehameha back at the line where she's 5 for 6, 12 points off the bench. Only averaging 5 points per game this season. Couple of players over their point per game totals. Maddie Mersch has 11. Golan has 9. Sea Lions will call a timeout immediately. Still have one more to go. We'll step aside again. I'm not going to fib this time and say perhaps for our final time. Sea Lions down by 9. Sea Lions down by 9. It's not impossible, but gotta go quickly and hit your shots. Golan to the cup. Radovich let her glide in, and there are her points. Ball taken away by Golan. 27 seconds to go. A 3 would be necessary. Munn is open from the wing. Lets one fly a little too hard. Ball ping-ponged around. Taken by Thurman. Fouled by Tippins or Turk. And free throws now coming. It will be Ellie Turk picking up her third. These two free throws will likely ice the game for Biola. Jessa Thurman out of Valley Glen went to Chaminade out in the Valley of Los Angeles. Chaminade has that blue football or soccer field, much like Boise State. Very good athletic program. Thurman hits the front end. Trying to make it at least a 3-possession game, she does. And this will be the final timeout for Coach Elliott. So we will actually take our final break. 59-50 Sea Lions trail. Final 19 seconds. See what Coach Elliott has drawn up out of the timeout. Turk to inbound. It's batted away, but Golan able to take it on the post, back out. 3 is short by Hansen, and that should be all she wrote here. Biola is going to move to 5-3 in conference and 9-7 overall. Point Loma is going to drop to 8-7 overall and 4-3 in conference. And the final home game of January for the Sea Lions, that will do it. Biola holds Point Loma to 6 field goals and 18 points in the second half.